Hello everybody, welcome back to the video. Today's video will talk about DAX query in Power BI. What exactly DAX query is, we'll talk about. But before jumping to the DAX query directly, let's talk about what we talked about in the last video. In the last video of Power BI, we talked about formatting and the connections, how we can make the connection from the two tables if I want to see the data. Along with that, we have seen the formatting. Whenever we build a chart in Power BI, how can I changes the numbers, change the format, font, color, all these formatting we have seen earlier. But today's particular video we'll talk about DAX queries are. So let's jump into it. So first of all, what DAX query stands for, the full form of it, I'll show it to you. DAX query is nothing but data analysis expression. Just come over there and just search, try to Google the things. Google will give you. You can see this data analysis expression. What exactly data analysis expression is? I believe we are aware about what exactly data analysis is, where we analyze the data, and what exactly expression stands for, where you apply some sort of a formulas. Okay, so data analysis expression is nothing but where you manipulate the data, change the data, multiply the data, divide the data, calculate the percentage, and so on things. That is simply called a data analysis expression. In simple terms, in DAX query, you write down the formula like we write in Excel, if you remember. In Excel, what we do, if I want to calculate a new column, I will do what? I will multiply two column and divide it by some of the value or minus or plus whatever I want. So that kind of a calculation in Power BI we usually say DAX query, right? That is simple DAX query is. Again, if somebody can ask you what exactly DAX query stands for, just say D stands for data, A stands for analysis, and X stands for expression. As simple as that, where you manipulate the data, play around with the data with the help of a formulas. As simple as that, this is a DAX query. Now, whenever we talk about DAX, so how we can write a DAX query in Power BI? Very simple it is. We have a data like this, and what I can do, just go to the new measure. Whenever you go to the new measure, what you can see, one pop-up will be there for you, and you can write down the formulas over there. Very simple it is. Now, what you can do over here, this is something want to pop up, and you can write over here, and I have orders table. Okay, you can write like this. Sum of, I can writing sum of. See, whenever I'm writing a sum is the formula in Power BI in the DAX. You have to write sum, and it will show you all the columns from the orders table or whatever that table I have. If I have a returns table, you can write returns table. It will give you, right? I want to see the sum of, no, not sum of this. I want to see the sum of discount. Discount is my column name, right? And this column contains a numerical value. If I run this, it works for me, right? I can rename the column. By default, my column name is measure, but I can rename it. Just go there. My column name is sum of discount. I can write anything. I can write anything and make an enter. See, it works. Now, whenever we create the DAX, sir, how can I see that? Just go there. You can see right hand side. This is the card chart. Click on this. Blank card chart popped over here, and the DAX, or we created a measure. Within the measure, whatever we write, that is nothing but a DAX query. So just come over there, and this is something over here, and drag it over here directly like this. See, 95.60 is my sum of the discount, and whatever I want, I can apply anything, as simple as that. At the same time, if I want to do multiple things, I can do that simply. Now, there are two ways to write a DAX query in Power BI. This is the one of the way. You go to the measure and you will write any formula based on the data. It works for you. The similar manner, you can go left hand side, and this is a new option. This is a new feature in Power BI. Go there, DAX query. Here you can write it down also. But sir, then what is the difference? I can write a DAX query here. I can write the DAX query here also. What is the difference? Difference is nothing. Small difference is there. Just come to my screen. Come to my screen. So whenever you write a query over here, you can see this. You can see evaluate top n 100. I want to see the 100 records of orders table. Whenever I run this, there's an option to run. Whenever I run this, I can see the output at the same time. I don't need to drag the data. Whenever I created a measure over here, within the measure I'm writing a DAX. Whenever I write a measure, I have to drag it somewhere within some of the chart. But whenever we talk about this functionality of a DAX view editor, just run it. You don't need to drag it anything. Yeah. But so can I write any of the formula? Definitely. Why not? Let's try to and run some of the formula over here and try to understand it. As simple as that. Now just come here. I will write one thing. I will remove this. So this is something evaluate is the function to evaluate the value. I'm removing this top and I will write this summarize is a function. I want to summarize. What I want to summarize, sir, I want to summarize. You can see that. Whatever formula you will write, at the top you can see the syntax of it. This is something table. I want to write my table. My table name is order. Yeah, this is my orders table, comma, comma. What I want, I have orders table. Within the orders table, I want to do customer segment. Customer segment is the condition, is the column of my table, comma. Based on this, I want to summarize a sales. I have a sales column. I have a sales column, comma. I want to apply sum. Let us try to see that sum of sum of order of sales. I will pick this. Where is sales? Ah, this is sales. And close the bracket. Yeah, closes the bracket. And I have to close the bracket one more. Now it works. Let me just try to run it first. Ah, it's working. Can you see this? It is showing me the output. What output it is showing me? Summarize is a function. It will summarize the data from the orders table. What I'm saying, I want to see from the orders table, I want to see customer segment. This is my customer segment. Home office, corporate, small businesses, consumers. Based on that, I want to see the sales. I want to see the sales, but sales I want to see with respect to sum. You can see that sum of order sales. I want to see this. This is how when I run, can you see this? It's very easy to understand. Okay, sir. Now within my data, I have sale or I have sold corporate offices, this chair, table. This is how much sale I did with respect to the corporate products. Home office products, I made a sale, this something 46,000 or 4 lakh 64,000 somewhere. This is how DAX query works, as simple as that. But sir, we have understood how to apply a DAX query. But when we talk about, there are lots of functions in DAX query, right? So how can I remember all these functions? No, you don't need to remember. Then what you have to do? Just practice enough. You have the entire data. Think any of the condition. You want to see the sum, divide, the raw ID, per raw ID, and lot more things. Just make a scenario from your end. And moreover, the things with respect to the DAX, we'll see to the next video. But right now, this is a basic understanding of a DAX, how we can implement. Along with that, if you want to learn more about more functions of DAX, a good website, I will share it with you. That will be helpful for you for sure. I am sharing one of that link, and you can see that. This website, this is something from Microsoft One. You can see how we can work with a DAX query. This DAX query, see, this is something it works. The thing which I have told you, run, this is the layout, data panel, data query editor, everything is written down. You can go through it. Then ribbon, everything is written down, how you can run, evaluate the functions. These things you can go through it. And one more thing, there are multiple functions of DAX. That's something I wanted to tell you. Just go there, write DAX query function simply, because DAX query is nothing but lots of functions we have. You know that in Excel we have lots of functions. The similar manner you can see DAX query. Can you see that? Filter function, data aggregation function, date function, financial functions, right? If you click any of them, see, date function, we have calendar function, date diff function, lot more functions we have. Filter function, if you want to filter the data, there are a lot more functions. I will include these two website links over there, that will be helpful for you. And with these functions, we will discuss to the next video more about these functions, because these functions are helpful for you to the real world whenever you deal with that. So that's it for this particular video. I hope you understood how we work using a DAX query, what exactly DAX query stands for. Thanks for watching it. Thank you, everyone.